G'day trendsetters. Again, we're back here with Sarah at the Basilea Living Herb Farm and the crows. You'll probably hear them in the background from time to time. Or now that I've mentioned them, they probably won't say another word.
Hopefully.
They have gone quiet as soon as I
Murphy's
mention
Law.
it. Yeah. Today, we thought it might be worth sharing with you how to replant your Basilea Living Herb plant once you purchase it and take it home. What do you do with it? And Sarah here's going to go through step by step on what you need to do.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for having me. It's brand new year, brand new start. Let's get into
Happy 2022.
2022, and we're going to get into how to transplant a seedling. Now, this will work for a lot of your seedlings that you you germinate from yourself at home, and also for our Basilea seedlings. Now, these are mature seedlings, and our philosophy here is that you can eat all of this wonderful growth before you transplant it and start your growing process. So you're getting to sort of try and get to use it before.
Yeah, so you just
beforehand.
That's chives. You just chop the top off.
Yeah, you've got your bunch of chives.
They still keep growing. Yeah.
Absolutely. As an alternative to those little seedlings that are fantastic, but you might have them whittle away to overwatering or birds in your garden. So, you know, you want to be able to get a few uses out of it. And of course, being basil season, basil is just amazing at the moment. So, first of all, if you're not able to plant your plant straight away, keep it in a jar of water. Just like that. And you can keep that on the windowsill for quite some time. Do check the water and refresh the water every so often. You don't want it, you know, in a stinky water bowl.
Starts going skanky green. You know,
now when it's there, harvest it. So with harvesting basil and herbs, don't just take off the leaves and leave bare stems. Take off the whole stem. The whole stem there, all of that is yummy and nutritious. You can take off the leaves, put the rest in the compost, or you can start
a new plant.
New plant. Yeah, we're cutting down on that node there, taking off these little excess and popping it in there. We can take some more of those leaves for our pizza tonight, spaghetti bolognese, even some bruschetta, lots of entertaining at the beginning of the year, and start a new plant.
They strike.
So, they strike.
Basil strikes quite readily.
Yeah, you can even keep it in a, if you can get a dark glass, it does work a lot quicker because of course you're hindering that light. With those nodes, if you've got light, it wants to do leaves. Yep. If it's not so light, it wants to do the roots. So this is our basil. We can cut this off. If you are ready to plant straight away, you can get your knife or your scissors, kitchen scissors, and cut. Thank you so much, Stuart. There we go. And you cut. Now in the seedlings here, we've got lots of little different plants and not just one plant in there. And you can see we've been growing it in this small pot. They've got lots of little roots there, all twound into that pot shape. We can put it into a bucket of water and just jiggle it around and gently rip out those seedlings one by one, ready to plant. There we are.
There's
ready to plant. There's a lot more. Yeah, there are a lot in here. We hand seed, so we do make sure that there is at least 8 plants in there at any time for you. And there's lots of those, and it does help with that bit of water in the bucket. You could put a bit of a very light sea salt in there. Now, although we haven't got any of those leaves up here, we do have these nodes with this tiny little growth there. That bit of growth will have a chance to be another plant. I'm going to cut that just there because we've got about 1 inch of stem we don't need on that, and that will regrow.
Easy, yep.
However, you can go through all of those seedlings and choose the best ones. Here you can see that there is quite a lot of more growth on that seedling there, and also the 2 nodes. So I would probably plant that one over this one.
If you only wanted.
If you only have the space for a few.
Yeah, you pick out the best one.
So let's go transplant them into this space here. Now, of course, you can go straight into a bigger size pot, or you can go into a planter straight into the ground with these mature seedlings. Let's get this one prepared with some soil. Now, I often get asked, what's the best soil? And really, it's a mixture of everything that you've got going. If you've got some wonderful soil that is in your garden already, use a bit of that, mix it in with potting mix. And then there's all the different products that you can find on the shelf to enhance your potting mix and your soils. So in here, we've got a perlite. The perlite there is to create more air and space so that you don't get so much waterlogging. Also in here, we've got the cocoa peat,
yep.
which is a wonderful sustainable product out of the coconut husk, and that is to help keep it moist. So, you know, you're trying to hedge all your bets here.
You want to retain the moisture, but also at the same time have it drain, the water run through.
Yeah,
so the water that does run through is also held.
So we do have quite
nice.
good ball. Yeah, this is a very lovely mix in here, and we've also got a little bit of the slow release fertilizer in there as well. I'm going to pop this into we've got here a wicking bed, just a repurposed broccoli box. And there, it has everything in that has been repurposed. There we go, we do need...
That's somebody's old sock.
That is someone's old sock.
I'm fascinated.
It was washed beforehand. It does have extra holes. We've also got in there pots that help keeping it safe. We'll let David actually makes these for the open farm day and are available at the open farm day for those people who probably get a bit carried away and buy a bit too many seedlings and need to find some instant places to put them in there.
So a wicking bed is basically like the bottom third is water, and it's separated as a reservoir, and it's separated by, in this case, the lid. It's been made to fit.
Been repurposed and placed down into it so that it is about 2/3 of the way is soil and 1/3 is the reservoir. And
the plants eventually will reach down through into the water reservoir and water themselves.
They will. Now, in here, we haven't got that much space. We haven't got that much space. But with a productive garden, we don't need too much space. Now, with these basil, we do have too many seedlings for this little one. We're going to choose the nicest seedling here, which has beautiful white roots, very strong stem, and it's still got some leaves here that will be able to give it some photosynthesis. Now we're going to plant that one just at the back here. Now there are dibblers and all sorts of things that that you can use. I've got this little heavy duty guy here that can move the soil back for me so that I can place it in, give it a bit of wiggle, making sure we can see whether it was a happy line before. So we're going to just do pretty much slightly above that line. I'm creating an indent so that the water will channel in and swish around it. I think it's a bit like a cake. I always do one. I always besides the air.
There's a stomp and a pat. Yeah, no, it's
but let's not stop there. Let's go to our salad greens. These are lettuces. You can see that there's quite a few of those lettuces in there. Again, we're going to separate them out by using this water process. So I've got 2 little causes there. Now the wonderful thing about using the process of just separating them out in the water is if there is any bugs on there, they also wash off in the water.
Yeah, it's a good way to inspect your plant.
Eggs.
Yep.
You can't really see eggs sometimes, and it is lovely to be able to source your seedlings from a grower that doesn't spray at all. And the other beautiful thing about that means I can take off these mature leaves. Look at this beautiful salad leaf. Collect that off the side here as well. Now, that is going to reduce the dehydration of the plant. So I can either use a dibber or my finger.
Nothing beats a finger.
Nothing beats a finger. So it is lovely to gift a dibber. It's wonderful to get those garden gifts, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Certainly for Christmas time. You can get all of those little products that you usually wouldn't.
Packs and stuff. Yeah. I usually, and most of the hardware stores and everything turn it on for the season.
Absolutely. These were a Christmas gift. They were a Christmas gift.
That thing.
That is quite dangerous.
It's got saws.
It is.
That's a serrated edge on that side.
That is a serrated edge. So if you
and
were
then
pruning,
a prong for pulling out weeds.
It's a hardcore weeder, I think.
What would you use that for?
Opening a beer at the end of the day.
Of course.
We are Australian here.
I shouldn't have needed to ask that, should I?
There we go. So here I've got leaves that I can take from there. Now you can be very careful with it, or we've seen it a million times on the YouTube, you can cut straight across. As long as you don't take this node section here from this rosette growing plant, that will regrow. And there are about 10 or so seedlings in this one pot of lettuce. So if I've cut them all off like that,
you've got lunch.
I've got lunch as well as they're growing back, but I can fit them much, much closer together. And I can also monitor and pick each one of those almost every second day. I'd be able to come out and take at least, we've got a bit more root structure, so I can take that off there.
You could even root prune.
Definitely root prune.
Just run the scissors across the bottom. Yeah.
It is important to make sure that you've got the roots just from that single one plant, because if you've got other roots from another seedling, they're going to rot down.
Rot the good ones.
So we can pot that in there, and if 1, 2, 3 leaves will come back, and we'll be able to prune that every second day or so. And they don't have to get so big. So the old-fashioned plant them 20 centimetres apart, that's for a farmer who's harvesting a full head of lettuce. We've got in this space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plants.
That won't be a problem.
Just in this 20 by 20 spot section, and we'll be able to get a salad off that every second day through the winter, as long as we're feeding. Now, when we have just planted our plants, they're only young, and they don't want too much food.
No, so
they don't do one food.
Half strength.
So, of course, sea salt is wonderful as a vitamin. It's got lots and lots of good things in there. We've also got the Grow here, which is a fully compostable liquid fertilizer. A half dose of anything, even less than that, just a lick.
Yeah.
Just a lick at this small baby stage. And we water in. Just a small amount. And over the next few days, depending on what your climate is, you might have a heat wave. You might have nothing but rain for the next couple of days and very overcast. So your plants will grow accordingly. They might take a little while to heat up.
I probably wouldn't. If it was really hot and sunny, really bright and hot and sunny, I probably wouldn't put these straight out. Put them under the shade of a tree or something where it gets morning sunlight. That'd be fine. And then you can gradually just, every day bring them out until they're in the full sun, and they'll be right.
Yeah, that is the beauty about having your things in pots. But if you've got yours out in your veggie patch,
just planted it in the garden.
There are wonderful little temporary shade cloths you can make in
probably
colours.
Well, you could do that. I've got milk crates. Don't tell anyone. And if I've just planted something delicate in the garden, I'll just throw the milk crate on top and a bit of shade cloth over that, and that's good enough.
It's very easy.
Yeah,
very easy to keep them protected.
Thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting and informative, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Sarah once again for lending us her time, and I'd like to thank Sarah once again for sharing her knowledge and expertise today on transplanting seedlings. I'd also like to take this opportunity to let you know that Basilea Living Herb Farm has an open day on the 3rd Saturday of each and every month. This month being January, it is the 15th of January between 9 and 1 a.m. So if you'd like to try transplanting your own herbs, you can go on down and grab yourself whatever it is tickles your fancy at the time, take it home, and you've got everything you need to know to transplant your own herbs. Start your own little herb farm. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers and bye for now.